Judicial activism and the concept of RTI in India. So, the Supreme Court in particular, and judicially in general, means High Court and Supreme Court both, has contributed to the beneficial interpretation of various rights guaranteed under the Constitution of India, specifically fundamental rights. So, right to information was a constitutional right guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a) and Article 21 of the Constitution of India. So before the passing of the Act Right to Information 2005, which of course the concept of RTI has gained statutory recognition, the concept of RTI, right to information or right to receive information or right to know, was just a constitutional right guaranteed of not impliedly, not expressly, but impliedly under the Article 19(1)(a) and Article 21 of the Constitution of India. So what happens then? The right was impliedly guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a) in the form of right to receive information under Article 19(1)(a) in the form of right to receive information. Why? Because Article 19(1)(a) provides freedom of speech and expression. And in this freedom of speech and expression, freedom of press is also impliedly included. Then again, it also provides the right to receive information as well, because as part of freedom of speech and expression, which is guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a) Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Then comes Article 21, which is of course right to life and liberty. In this Article 21 also, the right to receive information or right to information, RTI was impliedly provided in the form of right to know, as forming the part of right to life and liberty of an individual. Not only that this from the perspective of from international perspective, it is also a human right provided under Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948, shortly UDHR. So Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is of course adopted by United Nations General Assembly in 1948, which provides right to information or right to know or right to receive information. Means a citizen has right to know the information which can be provided by the public authority. So it serves many purposes. The object is further judicially through judicial activism has strengthened it. Finally, in 2005, it received statutory recognition by passing of the Right to Information Act 2005. RTI, an integral element of participatory democracy. The word democracy is used here. So as we find the word "we the people of India" in our preamble, it means it is a democratic kind of government. It is for the people, by the people. So information is the oxygen of democracy. It invigorates wherever it percolates. Information is the oxygen of democracy. This was held by Sir Francis Bacon. So there is a direct link between right to information and good governance, because only through the right to information a citizen can have the right to know the activities and policies of the government. There is a direct link between right to information and good governance, as seen in Reliance Petrochemical Ltd versus Proprietors Indian Express Newspaper PLTD Bombay. So as seen, we have to remember the cases. This is Reliance Petrochemicals Ltd versus Proprietors Indian Express Newspaper, means Proprietors of Indian Express Newspaper PLTD Bombay. The place is here Bombay. This is a case. Observe that the right to information is an essential ingredient of a participatory democracy. Participatory democracy means where all the citizens of the country participate in government's policy making and decision making activities and all other kinds of activities. Another case is there in Bennett Coleman versus Union of India, AI 1973 SC 106. It was observed that the freedom of speech includes within its compass the right of all citizens to read and be informed. So it is right of all citizens to be read and informed. Of course, we know under Article 91, freedom of speech and expression is expressly provided. It also includes within its compass the right of all citizens to read and to be informed. Then comes access to information, a basic fundamental right. It is a fundamental right that impliedly provided under Article 19(1)(a) of the Indian Constitution. In state of Uttar Pradesh versus Raj Narayan, we have another case number 3, that is state of Uttar Pradesh versus Raj Narayan. It has observed that the right to know, which is derived from the concept of freedom of speech, though not absolute. So the right to know, which is derived from the concept of freedom of speech, though not absolute, is a factor which should make one vary when the secrecy is claimed for the transaction which can at any rate has no repercussion of. So it is of course not absolute, but very important from a democratic society or for democracy. Then comes RTI and voters' right to know. In People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India held that voters has right to know under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution the specified antecedents of candidates who are contesting election. Specified antecedents, which may include their educational qualification as well as their past activities, and also if they have any criminal records or not, and if any kind of criminal case is pending before any court or any other kinds of activities, which they have the right to know because they are going to select their representative. The representative who is going to represent them, so they have right to know everything about their representative. Along with this, there is an Act Representation of People's Act, which also provides certain provisions regarding voters' right to know the party candidates' criminal records. So the leading case in this regard is People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India. Then comes right to know and government accountability. This is another case in SP Gupta versus Union of India held that no democratic government can serve without government accountability. No democratic government can survive without government accountability, and the basic postulates of accountability is that people should have information about the functioning of the government. That's a very, very important thing. People should have information about the functioning of the government. Then instead of UP versus Raj Narayan, again it is same case. It was held that court stated that the people of the country have a right to know every public acts, everything that is done in a public way by their public functionaries. So they have right to know all kinds of public acts, which may include public policies, decision making, or anything, or all kinds of things, everything that is done in a public way, which is done in a public way. That means it affects the public in general, and by their public functionaries. Public functionaries may be their representatives of the people in their capacity as a representative or the government. So then comes in Dinesh Trivedi versus Union of India. It was held that, however, like all other rights, even this right has recognized limitations. It is by no means absolute. It has recognized limitations as well. These kind of rights, because no fundamental right is absolute, and every right has its own limitations. The limitation may be on the ground of sovereignty, integrity of nation, and friendly relation with foreign states, contempt of court, and many other things. Then comes conclusion. From the above discussion of various cases decided by Supreme Court of India, it may be concluded that judiciary has played a proactive role in the creation of right to information, which ultimately led to the enactment of law titled Right to Information Act 2005. Of course, with the enactment of Right to Information Act 2005, the RTI, which earlier was right to information, which earlier was a constitutional right, it has gained statutory recognition through this Stated Right to Information Act 2005. In less than 10 years of its existence, the law has benefited the citizen in empowering citizens' participation in governance. So, apart from this, RTI has many other objects. The act was enacted with the object of These are very important. The objects are very important. Number 1, ensuring accountability, transparency, and openness. Accountability, the government shall be accountable to the people, as well as transparency in governance, and openness, and fairness and equality, which is a very important thing. Fairness and equality, that means no arbitrariness. Then strengthens democracy. Of course, it strengthens the very foundation of the democratic, very foundation of a democratic society, because only in a democratic society that citizens will have the right to know, and all other kind of fundamental rights and other rights. So it ensures participation of common people in decision making process, because of course they will know what their representatives are doing, and not only this, and proper exercise of the through this process, through the right to know, knowing all these things, the government policies, decision making, on all other kinds of activities, the people can choose their representative in a proper way. So proper exercise of people's right to vote. So that's all about RTI judicial. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. It was just my project topic, so thanks for watching.